9:30.
What's up, guys? Luke
And Chris back again with another Gaming Week in Review podcast,
where we talk about the things that interested us in the world of video games each and every week.
Before we jump back into the show, be sure to tap like and subscribe and the bell with notifications on so you can know when we're doing what we're doing. You guys know how it goes.
Yeah. Were we, like, in the show earlier?
Back doing the show.
Oh, yeah, we're back.
Yeah,
That's
we're back.
right. Yeah.
More stuff came up.
Yeah. We'll talk about it here in a second. But with that being rambled on,
let's get
right into it. Kind of went a little off script there, but I'm sure you guys can appreciate
What
that.
script?
Where were we, Chris? You didn't go anywhere. Once again, he didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I held down the fort.
I had some family business I had to take care of. And when I get back from, when I got back from it, it's like kind of like playing catch up anytime I have to leave the store. So we're sorry, guys, that, you know, this thing has been inconsistent. Believe me, we want to do this. We have so much fun doing it, and we're willing to sacrifice a lot to make it happen. But, you know, stuff comes up in life, and sometimes that just takes priority. But I'm not going to say it's not going to happen again, but we're going to do our best to make sure that it doesn't happen quite as often. So
if you miss a week again, you're fired. I think it's more than fair. I'm giving you a lot of chances.
Okay. Well, in that case, let me just overwork myself so that I can make up for that. Let's go to the next subject, which is the wake-up call. And I'm doing this week's wake-up call.
Okay, so
hang on,
I will
Chris.
tell people the wake-up call is when we bring you games that we feel were slept on and deserve to be recognized. So it's time to wake up and play a game that Luke actually has for you this week.
Yeah, I'll take it from here. Okay. This week's wake-up call is Resident Evil 2.
A shameless plug.
And yeah, it is a bit of a shameless plug, but most of you guys are local. You guys know us personally in the store.
All of you guys.
But why, you ask, Resident Evil 2? Well, this is a VR mod of Resident Evil 2, and anytime you get into mods of games, that makes the game, like this version of the game, automatically pretty niche. Not a lot of people know about it. Obviously, the publishers don't want people to know about it because they kind of can make this themselves and make money off of it in the future, so they don't want people knowing about it right now. But I felt after playing this for a good, 10 or so hours, that this is an amazing experience, and it deserves to be recognized by you VR PC gamers out there. This is a PC mod that is relatively easy to set up. Believe me, if I can do it, then you definitely can do it. And I set it up with a treadmill, so you can definitely set it up with some analog sticks. And it's shameless plug time.
Your headphones look really good with that headset.
They just fit so well. But yeah, so we actually have a VR arcade in our store. Shameless plug. If you guys want to come and check it out, we actually have the game set up on our VR arcade, and you can come and rent out our treadmills and try this. If you're a big if you are a Resident Evil fan, even slightly, you need to come and experience this. It's an absolute thrill ride, and the scale of VR just brings this game even more to life. Look at me, I'm panicking. I'm panic running. Every motion controls are there. It feels like a native VR game. You actually have to reach out and open doors. You aim down your sights with your gun.
You can slash with your knife.
You can slash with your knife. It does. You can actually see it in the video. It's got a little tiny glitch in it. It's that we've renamed the knife, where when your knife runs out, it just kind of perpetually attaches to your gun until you get another knife. So, you know, it's not perfect by any means, but it's continually being worked on. And this mod is actually applicable to Resident Evil 2,
Yep.
Resident Evil 3, these are the remakes.
Probably 4 when it comes out.
4, it will be on 4, as long as it's RE Engine, it's going to be on it.
Yeah.
4, and then 7 and 8. All can be played in first person with VR, with treadmills, with the whole 9 yards. And this is just the very beginning of probably multiple wake-up calls as I walk through these games. But it's a native, it feels native. Mr. X is huge and scary, and the build up to your first encounter with him is absolutely, like, it's just beyond intense. So I was running around panicking, scared the entire time playing this game, and I plan to hop into it as soon as I have another chance to set up the stream in our VR arcade. So yeah, that's our wake up call for today. I think I've talked enough about it. Guys, go check it out if you if you run PC.
It's a free mod.
It's a free mod. It doesn't cost you anything. You just need to own a legal copy of the game. But it's actually, up until a few days ago, I think it was on sale. It may still be on sale. It was on sale for the month of October. So.
Yeah, but it's been out for a while, so it's not like it's going to be full price or anything. You're probably going to pay like $45 for it.
Yeah. And, for me, I feel like this is 100% worth $45. And I've even beaten this game before.
Dude, they're going to sell Call of Duty at $70.
Yeah.
This is worth $40.
This is way better than Call of Duty.
I think so.
This, like, completely freaking on Call of Duty.
It's funny because Call of Duty just released a remake of their second game, and we're talking about a remake of the second game in the Resident Evil.
Yeah.
An RE make.
Yep, it is. Yeah, so really cool stuff. Go and check it out, guys, if you're PC VR gamers. But moving on now, guys, let's get into the news of the week. And our first piece is kind of a catch-up. There hasn't been a ton of things over the last week that I'm like, this is worthy of like catching everybody up.
Yeah.
But we do have two things. First thing is Project Stellar.
Boom.
This is a mod. Basically, it's like a mod chip. I don't know if you guys remember the mod scene for the original Xbox, especially back in the day. It was like huge. It was the first console to really have the power and like the ability to like run emulators and things like that back in the day. And man, they hacked the ever living crap out of these systems. Well, this is like the next step forward in the original Xbox modding. It basically is an OS, and it has a Bluetooth chip.
Meaning you can use an Xbox One controller wirelessly on your original Xbox, and I need it.
Yes. Yes. You can use a Xbox One controller on original Xbox, which, if I'm really honest, like, that would make me play the original Xbox a little more.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just the convenience factor.
Yeah.
I have an Elite controller. It's here somewhere, and I use it on my One and on my Series X mainly, and PC all the time. I love that controller. So if I can use it on more platforms, that's even better. So really awesome piece. It's
map those back buttons like Psychonaut. It's just like
couple notes on it. It actually has RAM compatibility for custom BIOS up to 256 megabytes, which was a lot back then. But it basically what that does is it opens up emulation. Some of the emulators on the original Xbox don't run as good when you don't have the RAM upgrade and the BIOS to utilize it. It has an increased storage on the original Xbox from 2 terabytes to max to 16 terabytes max. You can literally turn the thing into a server. Like, you could turn it into a media server. Oh, Linus will.
Linus would turn this water bottle into a server if he could.
Yeah. I think he will. And yeah, so like super cool. Has Wi-Fi compatibility. You can update it on the fly. Dude, the original Xbox scene is popping off right now.
Oh yeah. No, I just can't wait for them to start making like... Oh, see, I wonder if, because you know how people make like homebrew NES games? In the future, will we have like homebrew PS2 like brand new games people are making.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that'd be sick.
Like with everything we know.
Not that we need them.
Day.
Not that we really need them. Like if you had a PS2, like, and that was the only system you owned, and the only library you had access to was the PS2 library, you'd probably never finish all the games.
No, but I mean like,
but it would be cool.
We were still kind of trying to like, what is a third-person action adventure game? How is that supposed to control?
That's
Nowadays,
a good point.
We know it's Uncharted or like Last of Us, or like anything Naughty Dog has done, Jack and Daxter.
Yep.
So if we wanted like a little more realism in that area, or like, there's a lot of older games that control schemes. At the very least, if we could remap everything.
And I hate saying this because I'm not the biggest fan of the series, but Call of Duty, like first person games, I mean I think that's controls
nailed
perfected.
the formula.
I really do think, unless like controllers change, I think that's kind of the best you're gonna get.
Dr. Pepper has nailed their formula. It still sucks.
Yeah. yeah. Debatable. I kind of like Dr. Pepper.
Fine, Coke.
Don't sue. No.
Pepsi.
But Project Insignia. That's another thing. Project Insignia is revitalizing and re-releasing Xbox Live on your original Xbox.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So you can get Xbox Live arcade games?
100%. You can get, well, I don't know if you can do that because that was more 360, but you have Xbox Live is brought back. The voiceover Battlefront 2, the freaking voiceover system. Like they had this really cool thing where you could actually change your voice in game and like make it really deep or like make it sound like however you want. That's back. Chatting with your friends, like it's 2001 again.
That's
like
awesome.
It's so awesome.
I was a child.
Let alone like your Halo games and your freaking Counter-Strike is on that system.
Unreal Tournament.
Dude, there's so many good games on Xbox Live. Is Fusion Frenzy?
Republic Commando.
Yeah, Knights KOTOR.
Dude.
KOTOR's back.
Oh my god. And on a wireless Xbox controller?
Time Splitters? Can you play Time Splitters? And on a wireless Xbox One controller? Okay. Oh my god! It's so good!
Now, how much is it? How much is all this?
So Project Insignia is free. It's an open source project. Cool. They reverse engineered Xbox Live, so there's no like legal
Do you need
anything.
A PC?
No. It's supposed to run native on a modded Xbox.
Now that's what I'm talking.
Now, they're also doing they're setting it. They want to set it up so it'll run on Xbox emulators as well. So like on your PC, you can access Xbox Live as well. So that is great because it opens the player base.
It does.
So there's more people that have access to it, and it's sustainable long term. So fantastic.
We have crossplay in 2001.
Yes. Yep, we have crossplay.
Why am I getting my butt handed to me on Blood Gulch? This guy with a PC.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. Probably. That's how it's gonna go.
Oh man.
But unless you're just a freaking prodigy controller player. So we have updates natively on the system wirelessly. We have Xbox One controller compatibility, increased RAM compatibility, whole new OS abilities, HDMI, by the way. That's another project through the same company, Make Megahertz. So you can do HDMI.
My brain
720p I think is the max, but it looks better than that when you actually do the mod.
The Xbox did 1080, or no, 1080i.
It did 1080i or 720p.
720p is better.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Progressive scans better than interlace, especially on flat panels. So, that's the max it'll do natively. It's all on original hardware, so there's complete 100% compatibility. You're not gonna have glitches and stuff like that. The games run off original hardware. And what am I missing? That's it. I mean, it's freak. Oh yeah, and Xbox Live compatibility.
Yeah.
In 2022, the Xbox Original is still a viable gaming option in so many ways.
I mean, it always has been.
It always has been.
But now it's
wireless controller, HDMI, updating, community. This is so cool. It's a great time.
And
to
did
love
I
the
mention
original
Jet
Xbox.
Set Radio
Future?
You stupid.
You pressed the wrong one.
Oh, is that one?
It's okay.
I didn't say it.
He didn't actually. Okay, so we're gonna stop being weirdos.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
We're giddy on this, dude.
So yeah, this is really cool. Super
Project
excited
Stellar.
about it. Now, moving on, another piece of information because we do kind of need to move this thing along. Silent Hill news. Of course, we're gonna talk about Silent Hill news.
Dude, the week that we take off, that's when all the Silent Hill games get announced. Every single one, man. Dude, we got
all in
Silent
one
Hill 2,
show.
We got Silent Hill Ascension. We got Silent Hill Forte. We got Silent Hill Townfall. Like,
Yep. Yeah. So many good games. Starting off with Silent Hill 2 remake looks so good. It's reminiscent
Mary, can you possibly be in this place?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's
yeah.
reminiscent of the Resident Evil remakes.
It's
like
shot for shot trailer.
It's a they have full motion capture. This is being completely remade for the modern time, and I'm sure there's going to be some new tweaks and stuff to it.
Oh, definitely.
There's going to be a lot of changes, which I invite. I like that because it gives the newcomer a cool experience, and it gives the like classic player from the original PS2 PS2 days an opportunity to experience it again.
Yeah, the story doesn't really start until Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 1 is there, and it is kind of important to like what Silent Hill is as like a creature itself.
Yeah.
But Silent Hill 2 is when like the cohesive story begins.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Cuz like have you seen like stories on PS1? Just anytime they try to tell a story, it's always like, hey,
I think
what are you doing? Like, it's just so bad, dude.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
That is true. I mean, now granted, have you seen the cutscenes in the original Silent Hill 2?
Yeah, they haven't aged well either.
What are you doing in this graveyard?
Yeah, that's true.
I was just here honoring the dead. Like,
it was.
But you use your imagination.
Yeah.
The game is. I mean, the gameplay is so good.
Yeah.
So creepy.
It deserves a remake.
Also, from the beginning, they had a puzzle difficulty. Like, you could choose the game difficulty and the puzzle difficulty. So if it's like one, it's like one faces the opposite of the sun, and it's like super poetic. Then if you go on easy, it's like left, up, down, right, idiot.
Yeah, so super cool. I think that it's gonna be really well done. It's made by Blooper Team.
Dude, we're getting a Dead Space remake. We're getting a Silent Hill 2 remake. We're getting an original Callisto Protocol.
2023 is gonna be banging for horror fans. Like, there's like so many good games coming out.
We just got the chant. I can't afford to play it yet, but once I have money, I'm buying the chant.
Yep. I mean, there's just like games for days right now. 2023 is gonna be big. Blooper Team is developing it. Resident Evil or Silent Hill 2. Blooper Team. They also made the Medium
and Observer
and Blair Witch.
And Blair Witch.
So there's some pretty good development behind this. Super good, looks super fun, and a great way to revisit Silent Hill 2, or visit it for the first time. Moving on, Silent Hill Ascension.
What's the next button?
What was this again?
This is a big online interactive experience that I don't care about.
Okay, so yeah, moving on. Silent Hill.
This I'm so excited for. Oh my god. Dude,
whole new story, right?
It's a whole new story written by some dude that basically writes lore on the internet. They entrusted it to him. He's very respected in Japan. He's like, I mean, I can't say like a modern day Lovecraft or whatever. That's kind of hard to live up to.
Yeah, it's hard to.
He is like, he's really creative in his horror. I mean, in this video, her face falls off, and then all I can hear in my head is like the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell because it's like her face is a plant. But dude, it looks so good, and it looks so somber too. Like, Silent Hill is a sad game. It is a sad series. There is no hope. abandoned. Like, I don't know if you guys ever played Shattered Memories, but that game is gut wrenching at the end. You think that you like found your daughter, basically. If you guys haven't played, I'm gonna spoil it a little bit. You think you found your daughter, when in reality, she's like visiting you at a mental institution because what happened drove you insane. And she like you're completely inconsolable. It's so. I played it on a PSP and I cried at like 3 a.m. when I finished like on a PSP. Not a lot of PSP games do that to me. Normally it's like, oh, that's interesting. Power off.
Yeah.
No, I love Silent Hill. I love the series, and I'm most excited for Forte because it is. I mean, if you don't know what Forte is, it's centered around music. If the name of the game and the atmosphere of the trailer have anything to do with it, we're gonna get music, flower, plants, blood, and
gruesome gore.
Gruesome gore, which Silent Hill is good for.
Yeah, so, when I watch this trailer and like her face falls off, you're like, oh my god!
I was genuinely like so sick. Dude,
it's so good.
When
it's
they
bad,
showed
but it's so
like,
good.
Silent Hill 2 remake, I was like, oh, I'm happy. Like I'm
you're
so
satisfied. I can die happy now.
Like, but wait, we have
There's more.
And then it was like, okay, they're doing a second movie, and the director has played the games, and he cares about the story.
Yes.
That's really cool.
That's exciting
to hear. And then it's like, stay tuned for Silent Hill Townfall, and I'm like, what's a Townfall? What is that? And it's gonna be like, I think it's gonna be kind of an unconventional horror game, mostly centered around.
Oh yeah, Silent Hill Townfall.
Atmosphere, and I mean the trailer shows snippets of like what PT was too. So I don't know if that has anything to do with PT. I get more of a vibe where it's going to be like you're sitting at a desk trying to like help somebody do something in Silent Hill maybe. There's radios or like tiny TVs involved. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, there might be like, because like it seems like they're working on multiple games at the same time.
Well, and the company that's making the game has kind of those like, not Papers, Please, but like a very similar style history with games where it's like unconventional control schemes, a lot of like desk work,
experimentation, like experimental art,
kind of like that. My old I think it was like episode 10 or something, my wake up call was a game called Stay, where you help a guy, like you're trapped somewhere, he's trapped somewhere, and you're trying to help him via text. I think it's going to be kind of like that. But the atmosphere of Townfall looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm very, very, very excited. And then they announced...
It's kind of similar to Silent Hill 2 remake. And I mean, a little bit. I don't know. Like with F, I got a totally new vibe.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, it's like, okay, this is kind of... It's Silent Hill 2 remake, and then here's the new Silent Hill, and then here's the offshoot Silent Hill game, which is Silent Hill F. So it's like a different kind of take on Silent Hill. So, really good stuff. Obviously,
very excited.
Townfall looks badass. Like, all of these games look super cool. They're all kind of like bringing something unique.
I'm so excited.
The showcase was kind of boring at times, though. Like it was kind of like an Xbox.
It looked like they were in Silent Hill.
Yeah. I mean, cool. It was kind of like an Xbox showcase. Where it's like, all right, shut up and show me gameplay.
Yeah,
like
Dan was so funny because I was showing him and he's like, I just hate that they're using avatars, and I was like, what are you talking about? It's like, those aren't real people, dude. And I was like, because they did kind of like, they looked kind of uncanny, but I was just like, dude, I think it's just lighting.
Yeah.
Their lighting doesn't match the backlighting.
No, those aren't
have like a layer of fog.
Those weren't avatars. Yeah, they were just boring ass real people. Like,
keep in mind though, the culture of Japan is not anything close to here. They don't get as excited as we do.
Yeah, it's true.
When they're coming across as professional.
Yeah.
Like they're stoic. That's why a lot of old like samurai movies, you don't have a main character that's like zany or wacky.
No.
In Japan, you are stoic.
Yeah.
You are like, think Metal Gear Solid or anything Kojima's made. Like main characters like that.
Yeah.
They need to be. That's kind of like the devil's advocate play for Other M, where it's like, where is Samus's character? It's like, well, when it came to like making like a live action Samus, she's stoic. She's very like unmoved.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make a very interesting character to look at
for
our culture, but for them, it's it's like how we look at Clint Eastwood or something.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Japan culture, like, you don't stick out. Like, you don't want to stand out from the crowd. It's like, if you do, they're like, okay, let's get you back into this. Like don't raise your voice, don't get too excited, don't get mad. Like, it's I couldn't do it.
Very, like,
I definitely wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, keep going.
My laugh alone would piss everyone off. They'd be like, oh my god, this American. Okay, so I'll stop there. But yeah, so moving on, really cool stuff. That was the two things that
Silent Hill
wanted to catch up on.
Dead Space, Callisto Protocol, the Chant.
Oh, so much good stuff. So much good stuff.
I'm gonna be so kind of scared.
And speaking of good stuff, here's something that's not so good.
It scares me even more.
Well, it's good for Activision and those sleazeballs, but for us, fans of unique and creative ideas and thinking in video games, it's a pretty terrible, some pretty terrible news. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remake has the biggest launch of any game on the PlayStation Store ever.
Or Xbox.
And in other words, I'm just going to read the... In other words, we are never going to have an interesting FPS on Sony. Well, maybe not ever again, but in the foreseeable future.
Well, so the thing is that Microsoft is letting Call of Duty be on PlayStation for the next 3 games.
Yeah.
After that, hey, maybe we'll see Killzone come back. Or Resistance. They need to have a first-person shooter on their platform if they want to survive.
Or they need to just
make something new.
Embrace, like, something new. But
maybe Medal of Honor could come back. Guns a-blazing.
I feel like Sony's like in panic mode over the whole Call of Duty situation, and Phil Spencer and Xbox, like, yes, they own the IP, and yes, they can pivot, and people change, and business strategy changes, but they've built this thing over the last probably 5 years or so, where it's like, they're not hoarding IPs. Their strategy is to bring PC gamers and console gamers together.
They want Game Pass on PlayStation.
To have Game Pass on every platform, to have, like, just, like, quit with the division and stuff. Like, let's all make
Tom
money.
Clancy.
Like, from a businessman's, point of view, let's all work together and let's all make money. Like, what's wrong with us working together and providing a better service for the customer because we're collaborating, because they don't have to be locked down to buying a certain console because they want that certain game. They can buy whatever console they prefer the most. And as far as hardware goes, and then the software's on everything.
Yeah, well, I think Sony just really fumbled this time. Like,
well, they're in panic mode. They're like trying to like stop it and stuff. Yeah, they're just
They don't have the games.
Yeah.
They don't have the hard. I mean, I like.
They have a sleazeball CEO that nobody likes.
Exactly. Dude.
Everyone's torching him now. By the way, like
Jim Ryan.
Like we started it. Like we've been hating on Jim Ryan. We've been hating on Jim Ryan a lot.
The book says to.
Yeah, thou shalt hate the Sith Lord Jim Ryan. It totally says that. So, like, everyone's hating on him because the dude isn't a likable guy. He's just not. I'm sorry. Like, Reggie's a likable guy. Phil Spencer is a hella likable guy. That's the type of dude I'd like to just hang out with for like a couple of hours and drink a beer and like play freaking Halo with. Like, I totally could see Phil Spencer playing video games. Jim Ryan, hell no. He's drinking his scotch next to his fire, listening to his vinyls. Like, I totally see him doing something like that. Not playing a video game at night. Like, he does not play games, and that's a big problem.
At an Excel spreadsheet, like, oh, this is so exciting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's his game, is freaking ripping off the consumer, increasing profit margins. I'm done ragging on Jim Ryan, but it's, they've overblown this whole Call of Duty thing. I don't think that they're gonna lose Call of Duty ever. I don't think they're ever gonna lose it. Like, why would Microsoft do that? That's a whole other player base of business.
Because I think it's because Sony refuses to have Game Pass on their systems.
They might take that away, and that might be an issue. Well,
no, I think they're gonna strong arm Sony where it's like, hey, we're gonna have Call of Duty on Game Pass.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I think that's the plan. Is once they fully acquired Call of Duty, they can put it on Game Pass.
That's a good point.
And not lose money on it, and then they could be like, all right, Sony, you want Call of Duty? You can have it on Game Pass.
On Game Pass, yeah.
Because that's what Xbox wants to do. Is I think their next console is just going to be a Game Pass machine. Probably doesn't even play physical discs.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it's something that I don't like to say.
Right.
But I don't know if we're gonna see a whole lot of like disc-based consoles in the next generation. Now, maybe the generation after that. Maybe
I think so.
Maybe
people are gonna
another.
realize how much they miss like physical discs.
Dude, I hope or like it doesn't even have to be a disc. Make it a thumb drive. Make it something that's like very it doesn't cost you a bunch of money to produce.
Like a cartridge.
Yeah, like a small cartridge or like something like that.
As much memory on one though.
And just make it like proprietary to that system, or I don't know, like as SSDs and stuff come down in price too. Like just sell a hard drive or something, like, and just kind of restructure it, make it look different. And then it's got a slot already. Just the thing plugs into the face of it.
Going back to the turbo graphics, boys.
Yes,
let's go.
Cue cards for the win. But yeah, so maybe not from Xbox and Sony. I think they've already decided their path.
Nintendo's never going digital. They know the value of that.
They might go digital too, but
I don't think they can.
But I would love for a new company to kind of come out and be like, hey, guess what? We're coming out with a new console. It doesn't have exclusive games, or maybe it has a few. But like our main push is like, we're here for the collector going into the future. Here's a console that's comparable in power and takes physical media.
There you go.
And I think I would invest in it. Like if it was an all digital world and it was like, here's a console that's like comparable and it takes physical media, I think there'd be a lot of companies and the consumer would jump on the bandwagon with that. Or at least in a perfect world, that's what would happen.
I don't know how we got on this tangent. Call of Duty sucks. Next story.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah,
I was like,
on.
what were we talking about? What?
Yeah, we're talking about Call of Duty.
Yeah.
That's why we started talking about other things. Because
can't think of anything more true than that.
Yeah. So, anyways, just to finish that last one up, Call of Duty breaking records. It sucks.
Now, PlayStation might have to adopt Game Pass because their knockoff isn't doing too well.
Yeah, it's getting smashed. PlayStation Plus news back in the news again. PlayStation Plus has lost 2 million subscribers since Sony relaunched the game streaming service with a total makeover in June. According to latest earnings report Sony released on Tuesday, the number of people subscribed to PS Plus fell from 47.3 million to 45.4 million, which doesn't seem like a huge number.
To be fair, they are in numbers, they're crushing Game Pass.
They are.
But that's because they merged their Plus with Now.
Are you sure that I thought Game Pass had like
18 million.
That's it?
I can check.
Double check, because I think it's more than I thought it was more than that. Maybe it's not. But yeah, so they lost 2 million subscribers and they just relaunched that. So that is kind of a needle mover in the wrong direction. So it's definitely a sign that consumers are not as happy with Sony as they were in the past. And I don't care how good God of War is, like, you need to come to the table with a little more than that. Like,
well, I think Sony's got something up their sleeve as far as games goes. They just acquired a bunch of studios and we haven't heard anything about any of them.
Well, yeah,
Sony
so did Xbox like 5 years ago, and we're just now getting Starfield. We're just now getting...
No, Xbox has been on it. Xbox, like, immediately after they got Grounded, they got the Pirate game, they got... I mean, there's been quite a few. Team Ninja has been working on Hellblade again, or Senua's.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's still in the works. Like, these games take years to make.
Is that we know what Xbox is working on because they kind of released a lot of the information early.
Yeah.
Even though the games aren't ready. I think Sony is holding on so that they can surprise everybody.
Yeah.
Especially after the holidays.
It might be
like, hey,
it might be a little too.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get like a little state of play during the winter where it's like, hey, not only are we trying to make our PS5s like back on store shelves, come like second quarter 2023, you're gonna have a PS2 type library of like all these different games.
Yeah,
because if you look at the studios they acquired, they are like creative studios. They're not just making mobile apps.
Yeah,
a lot of the stuff Xbox acquired were mobile app developers, except for like Double Fine, Activision, of course, they acquired them, but
Activision, like, Blizzard, all the offshoots of them, and they
acquired a bunch of studios that have been doing it for a long time, and while they do have experience, they're also kind of just on their path. Yeah, and they're not going to branch anytime soon. Yeah. Activision isn't making anything new.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they're gonna make
remakes and Call of Duty
and call it exactly. Yeah, they're gonna make sequels. Yeah, all the studios that Sony acquired have like maybe 1 or 2 games behind them, but they're infinitely different than what Xbox has been doing. So I am excited for like the indie type scene. Yeah,
but there's a lot of stuff that's like in the works, like the new Perfect Dark game, the Fable game, the
remake sequel,
the Starfield coming out, the game Avowed. There's a lot of stuff that
there is stuff
coming out that's unique. What was the game we were just talking about it the other day? Stalker 2. Yeah. The Warhammer game actually looks kind of cool. There's quite a few games that are like being made exclusively for the Xbox platform, and like these are
25 million.
These are creative ideas for the most part. I mean, like,
so they're double.
What's that other double?
25 million. Okay. So PlayStation's almost double, but PlayStation merged their service with their online service. And so I'm sure,
and we need to bear in mind that the hardware sales over the last 15 years is heavily in Sony's favor. There's still a ton of people that own PS4s and use them with PlayStation Plus. So yes, they still are beating them, but it's hard to deny Game Pass, dude.
But they're not beating them like this. Because that's their Game Pass numbers. This is Xbox Live.
Oh, Xbox Live at 100 million.
As of December 2020, Xbox Live had 100 million subscribers.
Yeah, and guess what? The Xbox Live customer is just transferred into Game Pass because it's so affordable. It's like $15 a month.
No, if you have Xbox Live, Game Pass is $1 a month, right?
I guess. I don't know.
I was pretty sure.
I think I got that as a promotion.
I don't have Xbox Live. I just have Game Pass.
But I'm pretty sure Game Pass is bundled. It's called Game Pass Ultimate. So you can get the cheaper Game Pass, but it's like only by a few bucks. Yeah. Or you can get the more pricey Game Pass, and it comes with Xbox Live. That's how I bought it. Yeah. I never had Xbox Live because why would I?
I can't think of the last multiplayer game I played on Xbox.
I don't really like playing multiplayer games. Fortnite is my guilty pleasure, but I don't play that a lot.
And you don't need Xbox Live to play that.
You don't need Xbox Live to play that. So, when I play on Xbox for a consistent amount of time, it's through Game Pass.
All right.
Let's move on. We're getting kind of rambly today, so be sure to hurry us along. Be sure to hurry us along.
No, we got 3 weeks of information we just haven't said, so now we're saying it all.
Sony
$60 charger.
Here, let's start with this. So PSVR 2 news. We got some more information. There's 11 games that are being released. We'll go over those here in a second. These are launch games. And PSVR 2 got a price. It kind of sent the internet in a frenzy because it's actually more expensive than the retail cost of a PS5 console. It comes in at $549.99,
That's not
and then
bad.
$599 for the Horizon bundle. I don't think it's that bad
It's
either.
a VR headset.
It's a VR headset, exactly.
You guys know how much the Index costs, and you need an expensive PC to run that?
Yep.
Get over it.
So we have the regular PSVR 2, and that's $549, and then the Horizon bundle, which is $599.
And they
Which
still have the headband idea, so it's not all on your eyes.
yep.
Dude, guys, you guys
The
gotta
Halo.
realize, like, PlayStation, you might not like it, but they're on the forefront of what VR can do.
They are, yeah.
They're like haptics. They're getting into like
Kind of the next level.
yeah.
In ways, I think they're also playing catch up too. PSVR 2 is way overdue. Dude, I can't really play.
But they've been working on it. Like you can tell they've been working on it.
Yeah.
Like this isn't something they threw together last minute.
Yeah.
They've been working on this since the PSVR 1. Like you can tell just by looking at it. This thing looks streamlined.
Yeah, I
It
know.
looks effective. It looks really nice.
Here's the bad news though. There's
What?
like, and I didn't verify this. Go do your own research because I have a day job.
Yeah.
But I heard the other day it came out of. I was watching Spawn Wave and it came out of his mouth and he said no backwards compatibility.
Oh, for the first PSVR?
Yes. So there's no backwards compatibility.
I guess it would make sense because it's a completely different type of tech.
You would think the developers would update their game though, like
It's
hopefully
not
like
that
some of them
simple.
do.
If you make something on one engine that's not supported for something else,
Yeah.
you can't just. I mean, you
Just
can
drag
remake
and
it,
drop, yeah.
but you can't just like
They probably couldn't,
'Cause
but
this looks like a totally. I'm seeing tracking cameras. I'm not seeing. Hey, let's use PS Move technology
Yeah.
and track where the lights go.
but it bums me
Probably
out
don't even
because
need a
there's
camera to
so
use
many
this.
games on PSVR 1 that I would love to play with better tracking.
And they might re-release some of those games.
I hope so. I hope they do something, man, because that would be a crying shame to not be able to play Astrobot Rescue Mission or Blood and Truth.
Oh, dude, it's gonna have its own app.
Firewall Zero Hour, Farpoint, like all these games like that are freaking fantastic on the PSVR 1, but I don't play them anymore because it's on the PSVR 1. The hardware is shite. So,
Keep in
AVGN
mind,
moment.
too, a lot of the companies that were acquired, or at least like maybe 4 or 5 of them, they specialize in VR games. So Sony's got something planned for VR.
Yeah.
They're going for it.
Yeah, well they're gonna need to because if they want to win me over. Docking station costs $50. Aesthetically pleasing, but not much subject matter here. I think it could be
I will
30,
say,
but
there's
it's
no
50.
plugins, so like that's not gonna wear out over time. It's not gonna ruin your charge port in and out. Like
Yep, and it doesn't monopolize. The big seller for this one is it doesn't monopolize the the USB ports on the actual system itself, which is very important because you have 2 controllers here, like working together, and they both have internal batteries, so that's a lot of charging you're gonna have to do. Why did that happen?
That's weird.
There we go. I think there we go.
Okay.
So, a couple of games that got announced. There was 11 new games, but we have a new sort of rush of blood for the PSVR 2, which was a fantastic roller coaster horror shooter for the PSVR 1. This one's called Switchback VR. So kind of in the same vein where you're going down this sort of roller coaster, bunch of jump scares, a bunch of fun stuff, original story, fun kind of experience PSVR 2. Definitely one that I would like to, one of the first things I would like to play. Next game is Crossfire. This is kind of like a good firewall zero pretty cool. Next game, After the Fall.
We've got several containment sites where runners farm still breed. Make your shots count.
Quest 2 that is getting ported over to the another cool horror waves of enemies. It's actually this is a lot like Left 4 Dead. So this is basically Left 4 Dead VR. To Left 4 Dead other than mods. So really cool game, really fun to play with them. That's experience of Left 4 Dead. Another cool one, and then the last one I just thought was kind of sweet.
It's like coming home.
This is another but you know, it's kind of maximizing, you know, power and things like that.
We're trapped.
This is actually the trailer.
Our plane went down. You've got to send someone.
So it's gonna look a little better than this on the PSVR 2.
You know that's not possible.
With the extra power resolution. This one will probably push a 4K resolution along with 60 FPS or higher, depending on this is Jurassic World Aftermath Collection, which is 1 and 2, getting ported over to the PSVR 2.
We've got 1 hour to enter the lab and recover the genome.
Oh yeah, yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, it is a lot like Void Bastard. So pretty cool, and looks like a lot of fun.
Keep going. Stay low.
Jurassic Park.
The smallest event
pretty cool
has the
stuff.
potential
The
to create
scale of things I heard
catastrophic
was really
change.
fun. There were some other games too, just like a few noteworthy things. Hello Neighbor. There's this other game called it's like Tentacool or something like that, where you play this octopus and you're like, basically it's just like a fun little mini game where you're like
VR.
You're just like destroying buildings and stuff like that. You're like Godzilla. Cool. It's a Godzilla simulator, so there's some pretty cool stuff. It's not like
Derek in that.
It's not like game changing, but it's stuff that will kind of push the hardware and at least get the system in people's houses. So next thing, we have big news from CD Projekt Red. We're getting a Witcher remake. This original Witcher. This one came out in when? 2000, early 2000, something like that, 2010s. So what?
I don't care about The Witcher.
Oh, you don't care about Witcher?
It's just not a setting that interests me.
Yeah, I don't do well with medieval medieval stuff. I was actually thinking you were. But
Witcher? Big open world RPG set in a medieval area?
Yeah, what do you think? Do you think I'm into that?
Well, why do you think I was? That's everything I hate about
because you wrote it on the fucking page, dude.
I had nothing else. Okay, so they're remaking The Witcher.
They're remaking The Witcher. We're already behind.
At least it's not The Last of Us, where it's like it didn't need a remake.
Yeah.
Like The Witcher 1 did not age well, so we can say that.
Yeah. So it needs a remake, and
it's
for
beloved,
you,
and everyone likes Gerald. And
Yep.
Geralt,
for you, Witcher fanatics.
Yes.
Congratulations. Just give them a round of applause.
We did it.
We made it. You guys made it. So congratulations. Moving on, because we're actually behind anyway, so we do need to move on. Because this next news piece is actually really interesting to me and you, I believe.
Introducing Home.
Is back.
Let's go.
Home is a 3D community for PlayStation 3. It's an interactive virtual space where users meet up, hang out, and explore a connected world. It's free of charge and available directly from the PlayStation 3 cross-media bar.
Like legit a original kind of metaverse.
Everyone you meet within Home is an online PlayStation 3 user. Each person can customize their clothes and facial characteristics with millions of potential combinations. Whether you'd like a simple shirt and tie or you're more of a t-shirt and jeans type, the tools to express yourself within Home are at your disposal. Download extras from the PlayStation Store for that extra unique look.
Yeah. It's just like, obviously they're not going to program new
Over time, Home will grow into a virtual network of spaces, both public and private.
Early 2000s.
Once you've made friends in Home's public spaces, you can easily invite them back to your invitation-only space, which you can customize with downloaded items to show off your interior design skills.
It's really cool.
If you've got photos, movies, or music stored on your PS3 hard drive, you can share them here on virtual screens and virtual stereos.
It's a free game that was given to PlayStation owners, and
Communication is key in Home, so we've included loads of simple ways to get to know people. Emotes are animations that get your point across fast. You can access short phrases using Quick Write, or if you have something big to say, you can type with a virtual or USB keyboard, or talk with a Bluetooth headset. Even cooler is the ability to meet people in Home and go with them into other PS3 multiplayer games.
Launch a game and play together from home.
This was kind of an innovative.
With this system, Home becomes a huge 3D worldwide PlayStation 3 matchmaking system. Infinitely more exciting than anything on other consoles.
That are just, it's just fun.
What you've seen here is just the beginning. Home will grow into an enormous 3D network with sponsored spaces, a cinema that caters to downloadable content, and our Hall of Fame, which will allow users to collect animated 3D trophies for public and private display. Your life, your network, your home. Only on PlayStation 3.
And this just kind of reminds us once again that the metaverse is not a new idea.
And the way they did it is lame.
What do you mean?
The way Facebook did it is lame.
Well,
it's not nearly as personal.
Well, here's the thing.
It's like a boardroom. The
true metaverse, as the people that are actually involved in cryptocurrency and want to see decentralized finance, a true metaverse is decentralized. It's not controlled by a corporation. Facebook is a corporation that is controlled by their shareholders and has to make quarterly, numbers. So that's not the metaverse. They can rename themselves Meta, but it doesn't make them the metaverse.
Right.
And that's what I think a lot of people that are not involved in the scene, they're like, oh, Facebook is the metaverse. No, that's not what the real metaverse is. The metaverse is a decentralized, local hub that corporations can be involved in, but they don't control. It's controlled by the people. It's like a democracy within video games where the people are in complete and full control, and it's voting based. So if they want to make a tweak to the metaverse and how things interact or change, if there's a protocol change, literally anyone that owns that currency or is involved in that game has the ability to vote on that thing, yay or nay. And they need a certain percentage. It needs to be kind of a lopsided percentage to implement things. So it's a thing that you can be heavily involved in, or you can be not involved in it at all.
I honestly thought the metaverse is just where you hang out and be online together.
Yeah, well, it is. It's a virtual world.
I didn't know
with multiple worlds within it.
Yeah, decentralization and whatnot.
Yeah. So that's the idea that we're still trying to figure out, right?
Yeah.
That's not that's a hard thing to accomplish, but that's the real metaverse. But these were actually metaverses from back in the day. So
yeah, it's
not a new concept. It's just the way they're doing it is new. So
it's VR.
Yep. Well, yeah, it can be VR, but it's also can be played on a computer screen.
VR chat is a metaverse.
But I mean, I think the best metaverse is a VR world where you're like
VR chat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, where you have a bunch of things you can do with your friend.
Go do a bunch of cool things with your friends.
Yeah, launch games just like what they were doing.
Yeah.
That sounds like a that sounds like a pretty cool thing if they can do it right. But we'll see how that goes as far as metaverse goes. There's still a lot of figuring out to do with that area. But with that being kind of wrapped up, now it's time for Limited Run News! This This week, just like every other week, we got our limited run news, and we're kind of running out of time, so we're gonna kind of speed through this as we normally do with limited run news. First game, Grim Fandango. This is a classic PC game from back in the day. I think this is like late 90s. GameSpot actually gave it Game of the Year in the late 90s. It's a point-and-click adventure game that is just kind of fun and funny. You basically play this. You're basically Death, but you're not Death. You're dead, and you're a travel agent to the dead. So when people cross into the great beyond, you're the one that sets up their vacations. So pretty cool stuff. All been remastered for the current generation, and this one is a PC and Xbox and PS4 release. It will come with a standard edition that is $34.99, and the standard edition is only available on Xbox and PlayStation 4. And then it comes with a collector's edition that is $99.99, and that's on all three platforms. What comes with the collector's edition is a physical copy of the game, original soundtrack, remastered collector's edition box, a Pinata USB drive, this is the PC version, double-sided poster, mural print, 3-inch bone wagon die-cast replica, and a postcard from the great beyond. So pretty cool value for $100.
I'd say so.
Big box PC game. This would be kind of fun to have on a display with multiple of these. And just being that it's originally from the PC, I just feel like this was the one that I wanted to show, even though I'm not a PC gamer.
Right.
Like, we don't play PC games, but we still wanted to show it in this format because
point-and-click games have a big influence on what gaming's become.
Yeah.
So I think we should always mention them.
Yeah, and I feel like
when it works.
Yeah, when it works. And also I think I would be able to get away with a point and click adventure on a Switch. But the best place for a point and click adventure, as much as I don't want to admit it, is on PC.
The PC. It's on the PC.
Yes. Also, turn-based strategy RPGs are really good on the PC. RTS games are really good on the PC. So.
Whatever Dota is.
Yep, Dota. Obviously, first-person shooters are like easier to control on the PC. So as much as we rag on PC, there are some benefits to playing games on a PC. We just choose to not. Next game we got check out Grim Fandango. Next game is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in a Half Shell.
Bada. Turtle power.
Turtle power.
I thought you were going to say it again.
Or it was Heroes in a Half Shell. I love that we just did that. It's obviously the end of the stream because we're starting to go a little bit loopy, and we kind of sync up when we go loopy. Into the show. So we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge.
We're syncing up.
You're syncing up with me. Shredder's Revenge. For some reason, I'm not seeing mine. Oh, here they are. This game is gonna be a physical edition of the game, obviously. PS5 only release, which is kind of a bummer. I'd like to see this one on Switch.
Kind of weird.
It's gonna have a standard edition, a classic edition, and a collector's edition. Standard is $34.99. Classic is $64.99. Collector's is $199.99. Let's see what it looks like and what it comes with. There's a physical copy of, pretty much it comes with everything, period. Comes with a physical copy of the game, reversible cover, blister box action figure style packaging. The game's blister box packaging includes trapdoor on back for easy removal of the game without damaging the card. That's hella cool.
That's super cool.
Official Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge G2 Blu-ray size steelbook, deluxe playset style box, art to be shown later with slip cover, A mini arcade cabinet replica / movie viewer. It plays the game's trailer. Plays video and sound. Physical TMNT soundtrack, art booklet, VHS sleeve with VHS tape box. This also fits the steelbook, so you can put it all together. Full-length strategy guide. That's freaking awesome. I think the first time I've seen it in a limited run collector's edition. 18 by 24 poster. 3D shadow box. Freaking awesome. Exclusive reissue of the original Retro Shredder action figure with cartoon accurate colors from Playmates. Like, what? This thing screams retro. And
except for the Nickelodeon
stickers.
tag on it.
Yeah, except for the, yeah. It does have a Nickelodeon tag because Nickelodeon owns the IP, but...
They couldn't have put that in a less conspicuous place.
Well, they probably wanted the advertisement. Yeah. You know, I mean, I don't blame them, and for all of this, it's worth the trade-off to get all of that. So, yes, it's $199, but you are getting a whole bunch of memorabilia and collectibles. Quick side note: the classic edition is basically the steelbook and the retro-styled slipcover and VHS-style box. So if you don't want the extras here, you could get the classic edition and you still get that badass VHS tape. So pretty cool stuff. Definitely check it out. This game is fantastic. It's a great beat 'em up. It
I heard
harkens.
some kids, they were like, "Oh, this game has terrible graphics."
Oh God. Well, they didn't grow up in that era, so
yeah,
they get a
I
small
have some
pass.
kind words for those kids. You're idiots.
Kindly, you're a freaking ass. But
respectfully, you. You know what I mean? Respectfully.
Well, we gotta open the store, guys. It is getting getting pretty close to our open for the store. So if you guys want to see more of us, well, come to the store, check us out. But with that being said, guys, throw a comment down in the comment section down below. Just say something. Say you guys stink, you smell, or you're kind of ugly, or Luke, it looks like you put on a few pounds. Just put something in the comments. It helps us out tremendously. Also, if you like or hit that subscribe button, that is also a big help for us and kind of growing this and continuing podcasting in the future. It helps us to do the things that we want to do. But with that being said, you got anything?
Play horror games.
Yes, definitely play horror games because they are awesome.
Amazing, and they're usually not that scary.
Yes. All
The
right.
only actual scary game that I'm a little too scared to play sometimes is Alien Isolation.
I want to play.
It's
I want to play that.
Panic-inducing.
Dude, it's got a VR mod.
It's really well done. Oh my god, no.
Really?
Anyways, Luke,
I need to play this.
Luke and me signing out.
I will
see you in the next one.
guys in the next one. I can't believe it. God bless you guys.
God bless.
Have a great rest of your day. Later.